Hi, Coach Mo here. How are you today? This is episode 4 of the Get That Job series. And today I'm going to talk about the hidden secret to snagging that dream job. Once I tell you what this hidden secret is, you're probably going to say, well, Mo, that's not really that hidden. But I want to tell you what, after doing over 4,000, actually might be close to 4,500 career clarity calls over the last 4+ years, I have seen one major problem to why my clients and the women I talk to on the clarity calls do not land their dream jobs and why their careers are not working for them. And it's so significant because here's the deal. Your career is your biggest asset. The only thing that's going to pay you at the level of return in your life is your career. There is no other way to do it. You could cash in on lucky lottery tickets like 1 in a trillion people do. But the most logical, guaranteed, practical thing to do is to have your career pay you. But so many people are writing a check to self-doubt and fear and indecision, and they don't do this one thing to snag their dream job and to get things going because they're too busy writing checks to their employer, to self-doubt, and to fear, indecision, you name it. And what do I mean by writing checks to that? Because when you don't do this one thing that I'm going to talk about in just a second, you're literally spending tens and over the years, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in, I don't know, I'm not sure, could I'll just stay here. That is spending so much money. I just spoke to a woman earlier today on one of my clarity calls, and she has so much indecision about her career that she's literally, if she doesn't get this right, she's literally probably going to spend millions of dollars in writing the check to fear, indecision, self-doubt, reactionary mode. You see, here's so many women's lives are geared and we're programmed toward paying attention to all the stuff out there. All the stuff out there. So most women's career path is a series of reacting to either opportunities or what they're being told or sent to. Oh, here, this will be a good job for you over here. How about if we put you in this department because you really work hard and work a lot of hours and people like you, so we're going to put you over to this problem. Meanwhile, that may have nothing to do with what you want to do and how you see the trajectory of your career. But since you haven't learned how to do this one thing, you're being led by the nose on your career path and literally wasting tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars because you don't know how to plant the seeds for what's going to really pay off for you. And this is double, triple, and 10 times a problem if you have an advanced degree or advanced degrees. So often I talk to engineers, accountants, marketing professionals, healthcare executives who have master's degrees and MBAs, who have PhDs, educational doctorates, you name it. And they've spent tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars on that education. But yet the thing that's going to pay them back, their career, they're not doing the right things. So they've wasted their education because they're not leveraging it. I don't mean it's not good to have an educational doctorate or a PhD or an MBA or other master's degrees. That's all great. But if you're not leveraging it in the career, if you're not using it, I spoke to a woman last week. She has a master's degree in educational design. She's making $38,000 a year. I literally wanted to cry for her because that is an absolute waste of a beautiful soul, a smart woman who can do so much more. And what happens is that the rational brain makes up excuses to take our emotions off the hook. well, this job's convenient and I don't have to work that hard. Or sometimes you're working your heart out. You're like spending everything emotionally at the job, but you don't have things under control. You are not moving forward. If you haven't had a 20% increase in your pay over the last 2 to 3 years, you don't have a career strategy. Plain and simple. If you haven't made strides moving yourself up, which would equate to something around the 30 to 50% over a 5 to 7 year period of time, your career is broken. And again, especially if you have advanced degrees. If you're going up like, and then, and then, you have a problem, and you have a problem with this one thing. You ready for it? I know Debbie is. I know Marla is. So here's the problem. And if anyone else is here, please put in the comments so I know that you're here. I would love to see who you are, and you're going to want to ask me some questions here. So please, if you're with me live, post your comments, and I'd love to answer them and to talk to you about this thing. So the hidden secret to snagging your dream job is to have a career strategy. If you don't have a career strategy, there's a few things that are missing. Number one, clarity. If you don't have a career strategy, you don't have clarity on your next move. So you're going to be in reactionary mode, or you're going to be in transactional mode. Well, this job, that job, this job, that job. Your career is not about a job. That's like saying that driving your car is about going to gas stations. No. When you drive somewhere, you are going somewhere. Drugstore, grocery store, across town, to the university, pick up your kids at soccer. You're going somewhere as soon as you get in the car. You don't focus on the gas station. Like if you need gas, you do, but that's not the point. And you don't react to every possibility of where you could turn in. Most people's careers, however, are that, oh, there's a nice driveway. Maybe I'll turn in there. Oh, there's an opportunity. Oh, you know what? I don't really like picking up my kids from soccer. I think I'll go to the church instead. Said no one. Well, maybe some mothers would rather go to the church than pick up their kids from soccer. But most women I talk to on the clarity calls are leading their careers just like that. Off to the soccer game, or they don't even know that they're going to the soccer game. And then they're jotting off here and there and everywhere. When I ask about your career on the career clarity call, and I or my career breakthrough strategists will ask you about that. Don't worry, we're professionals and we're trained. We know the right questions to ask. We're going to ask you, and most of the time it's this. What's up with that? Or it's like this. That is a problem. So if you're all over the place, you haven't had a career strategy, and you're throwing money away. If you've been at the same place for years and you haven't gone anywhere, you're leaving money on the table. I'm not here to blame or shame anyone. I'm here to wake you up. Wake you up. Today, you have to claim your career strategy and get it right. You have got to use this wake-up call. Hopefully it's a good wake-up call for all of you lovely people. You must have a career strategy. And I like doing math on this. Again, I'll say it again. Yesterday I used 120 to 150, those compensation numbers. I'll use them again. Let's say you're hanging out at 120. And you know what? You're paying the bills and you can do stuff and you're okay with the car you have and you're able to make your mortgage or rent payment and your partner or spouse has a job, something like that, then okay, I'm okay. You know what the biggest problem with being okay is that you're not stimulated to bust out of that. So if you're leaving the opportunity of a $150K job / career move on the table because you don't have a good strategy, you're not committed to it, you're lazy, No one else I know is going after stuff. They're just staying in their jobs. Besides, my kids are in school and, I don't want to do that. If you are not going after your next career move for whatever reason, because you're not committed, because if you're not committed, you're leaving that $30,000 on the table. Because if you're at 120 today, I'm going to tell you what, you can get to 150 with a great strategy and great coaching. I'm telling you that point blank. I don't even care what you do for a living. If you're at 120, 150 is doable, but you've got to do some things. You've got to be committed. So let's just say you don't go for that 150, and for the next 10 years, you're at that 120 and you're getting the 2.1% increased cost of living that our company is giving out. So you get that 2%. So you go from 120 to 122. Then you get 2% of that. So you go to 125. And then you get 2% of that and you go to 129. And then you get 2% of that. I mean, really? If that's your career, you are in bad shape. That's getting you nowhere. Not only are you losing $30,000 a year, you're losing $30,000 times how many years? And when you go to 150, that's a $30,000 lift, but I'm going to tell you something else. That's then the beginning of the next lift. And how about that 401k match based on that income? There's money there. Do you see how much money you're leaving on the table when you don't have a career strategy? Let's just say over 10 years, it's $350,000. So if I said to you, I know how to get you $350,000 over the next 10 years or so, would you say, no thanks, Mo. No, not interested. No. So if that would be you, then please don't even bother listening to the rest of this Facebook Live, and actually don't even bother listening to anything I have to offer, because if you're not interested in advancing your soul and yourself and your future and your family and your vacations over the years and your retirement savings and all of that, if that's not of interest to you, please don't waste your time, because just decide that you're not going to make a move and you're not that important. I don't believe it, but you might believe it. Because on the clarity calls that I have with so many wonderful, beautiful souls, they're so committed to their fears. They're so committed to their stories. They're so committed to this identity of, well, that just doesn't work for me. Well, this is just who I am. Well, da-da-da-da-da. Really? You're going to use those excuses instead of a clear strategy that's going to exert force and effort into the real world and net you real money that's going to help you feel great about yourself. Let's just put that on the table. How about 10 years of not feeling great about yourself and just being in, your soul is not happy when that's your life. It's not. Take it from an expert. I work with human souls all day long. I'm darn good at it. And I had a 30+ year career that went like this. Okay, maybe it went like this. Over my career, I was always planning, always working toward the next move. Get that new job, I'm thinking of the next move. I'm not thinking of the next job, because if it's just about the next job, you're done. It's not job. If you're only going after the next job, you're not strategizing and you're not maximizing your career. You're bouncing around from job to job. And chances are, when you bounce around from job to job, it's because you have some type of problem inside of you that is causing a problem outside in the world, and you don't know what to do about it, so you keep going to the next job. There's a woman I was talking to yesterday, broke my heart in the clarity calls. And please, ladies, book your freaking clarity calls. Thank you, Paula. I totally love your comments when you join here with Facebook Live. If your career and your life do not feel satisfying to you, it's because you don't have a plan. It's because no one ever helped you craft a plan that matches who you are and what you're capable of doing and help take you to the next level. That's what I do. Did I mention earlier, I've spoken to over 4,000 women over the last 4+ years. 4,000. Do you know how many conversations that is? It's probably more conversations than you've had. And these calls are deep, and we get into stuff because I'm not screwing around. This is your life. I'm like a surgeon. Why would I screw around? Why would I take the time to allow you to book a call on my calendar? I'm a very busy, very expensive career coach when I don't care. I care so deeply, you'll never know. The ladies who are my clients, please feel free, ladies. Let them know how much I care. We stay on our coaching calls until after midnight because I care. I don't shut down my coaching call after 2 hours. Oh, sorry, ladies, it's 2 hours and we're out of here. So coach has to go to bed and take care of her own life, and you guys can just figure it out. No, I'm committed to helping as many women as I can handle, as many women as I could possibly put into my workshop to help and do a great job with, to lifting your life and your career. So far this year, we're about at $4 million of net new compensation for our clients. Our goal was 10. We're a little lagging behind. I'm not happy about that because I'm a very outcome-oriented kind of gal. I always have been competitive. I've always been interested in results. And the other thing is, as a coach and my coaching team as well, we want to make you feel good about yourself, but that's not enough. That's not enough. We want you to have a powerful outcome. So you have to have a career strategy that is going to leverage what you bring to the marketplace. Having a job is probably not leveraging who you are. It's good enough. It's maybe not even good enough. It's just there. It's just something that you do every morning. You wake up, the alarm goes off, you do this. And you drag yourself to the bathroom. You look at yourself in the mirror, toothbrush. Maybe you don't even brush your teeth because you feel lousy. You feel all icky and gunky. Maybe you had too much wine last night. You drag yourself down to get coffee. You drink your coffee. And you're thinking, not another day. And then because you're addicted to social media, you get on your phone and you're looking at Facebook. And then you pop over to your work email. Not them again. I can't believe she called out again. What's my boss think? That I work 24/7? And your day begins with all the bullshit that's causing you to feel like shit every day. And you know what? You're hypnotized. You're hypnotized by bad habits, by feeling lousy, by a soul that is close to dead inside of you. And when that's going on, there's no reason to have a career strategy, Mo. Life's not that fun anyway. What's the bother? Well, the bother is you have a freaking education, you have freaking experience, you have freaking expertise. Leverage it in the marketplace so that you can do good things and be good and feel good about yourself and make money and have great vacations and a nice car and not worry about the grocery bill and not worry about the electric bill and not worry about where your kids are going to college and be free and open and happy and enjoying things. And that's what you're meant to be on this earth. You get that? So commit to yourself. You are the most valuable person in your life. Even if you have 10 kids, like one of my clients, you're the most valuable person of those 10. It's you. Because if you're not awesome, how can you possibly be an awesome mom? Well, I take care of my kids and I'm an awesome mom, but my career's not good. No. If you're not feeling awesome about who you are and what you do in the world, you're not an awesome mom. Sorry. Call you out on it. You're operating out of fear. You're operating out of worry, anxiety, panic. You've probably withdrawn from your kids. You're probably hanging out on the couch at night, half dead. And then you drag yourself to bed. Your kids are like, okay, mom, well, I guess maybe over the weekend we could do something. Okay. And then your spouse is like, honey, I just wish you were happy. I know, but it's work. It's the way life is going to be. I'm just going to be down in half of a self and a third of a self, and this is just what life is all about. You're either committed to being awesome and having your life, or you're just going to throw in the towel. Don't throw in the towel. You're worth more than that. But what your career needs to jazz you up and to spark it up is a freaking strategy. Because without that, you don't have leverage in the marketplace. You don't have the money that you should be making. And without that, your life isn't that grand. I have an I Love Mondays club in my grad group. My ladies who are going through my workshop, whether they make a gazillion dollars more in 12 weeks or not, they're super happy with who they are and what's going on. I've got women who are happier in their lives than they've ever been, ever, because we know exactly how to take care of a beautiful soul who's been shut down in the world. And ladies, let me tell you, we're socialized differently. Our chemistry in our body, our brain is different than the men in our lives. You know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And that means that navigating a career, creating your career strategy, and being successful and forceful at work, it requires different things than how you were raised. That's the way it is. I don't want you to be a mini man. I don't want you to even pretend to be a man. But what I want you to understand is that you have power and you have purpose, and your soul wants to contribute in the world as a productive person, putting work out in the world. We all want it. We all want to do that. If you watched your small children that you raised when they were little, they wanted to do stuff. Little kids with big, bright souls don't want to just go. They don't. They don't. They want to contribute. They want to help. They want to do stuff. They're interested. That's who you are deep down inside. I know, because I've helped heal over 500 of these beautiful souls on the planet. And look, if it was so easy, people would do it by themselves. They'd snap their finger and say, okay, my soul is taken care of. I'm going to have a career strategy. Life's going to be fantastic. Boom. But it doesn't happen that way, because over time, the layers and layers of self-doubt, the layers of criticism, the layers of things not going the way you expected, not getting the raise, not getting the promotion, having a boss who said that your reports are sloppy or you're late or lazy or whatever the case may be, you buy into it. You buy into it. So now you're writing them checks, because you buying into their stories and their bullshit about you is costing you money. You want to write them a $30,000 a year check, because the reason why you didn't go from 120 to 150 is because you believed all of their lies. And you decided to believe in their lies, shut yourself down, and not go for anything else. And that's a $30,000 problem 1 year. It's $300,000 for 10 years. It's $600,000 over 20 years. Most of the women we talk to are somewhere between 40 and 55, peak earning years, and they're not cutting it. They're not doing it. Even women who are making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, you think they have it all figured out? They're still hitting barriers. They're still hitting problems. They're still struggling with how they show up and who they are, and is this okay, and am I all right to be powerful? You know, I got a secret to tell you, because I coach some men also. Not too many men are worried about, am I being too powerful? They don't worry about that. And just about every single woman I've ever spoken to, professionally or personally, about her career, she kind of wonders about that because of how we're raised. Don't let that be your overarching story. Don't let that be your arch nemesis. Don't let that be the thing that's stopping you. You have to have a career strategy. It's going to pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if I said to you, it's going to take you 12 weeks, but actually it doesn't take 12, it takes more like 6, to develop this strategy so that we can get to know you, you can get to know you, we can figure out what this career strategy looks like, and then put a plan together to help get you where you want to go. Is it worth that for you? Is it? Are you committed to moving yourself to the next level? Some of my grads, and there's some people here, you guys need to think about your next move, your next up-leveling. You need to start considering the next move in line with your strategy. Who am I? Where am I going? And what does that look like for me? And who do I need to be? And get going with that. Get going. When I was in my career, I would land a new job and I would immediately begin to understand who I had to be successful in that organization. And then what was the next thing? Not that I wasn't going to be great in the job I just got, but always kind of thinking and planning. What's the next thing? You know, when you come back from a great vacation, it's kind of the same way. You start saying to yourself, oh, that was such a great vacation. What are we going to do next year for fun and for great adventure? And if you don't have the money to go on great vacations, call me. Let's get things taken care of for you. When you come back from a great vacation, you're automatically thinking about the next one. Oh, how are we going to have to do this trip? Wow, this is so great. If you're not living life that way, you've got a problem. You've got a disease of the soul. And I want you to cure it. I want to help you cure it because most people can't cure this on their own. So here's the other thing that when you decide to claim it, when you decide to really own your truth and take responsibility for the fact that your career is not paying you back to the level that it could and that it should, you then get committed to a new version of you. And when you do, you have to up-level a lot of parts of your life. Sometimes friends, sometimes family members don't necessarily want the new you because they're pretty happy with the complainer you and the sluggish you and the one who isn't really that on top of things or whatever. Or if you're on top of everything, which a lot of the women I work with, they overwork and overdo to keep showing that they're worthy. This is a common flaw with women. And they're busy taking care of everything with the family, solving everyone else's problems. And meanwhile, the person who's solving all the problems has not stopped to take care of her own self, to take care of her own needs, to get her career going, make more money, and start setting up some boundaries and not letting her energy flood out all day long. So I want to help you understand clearly, and I want to see the comments, see if I need to pick up a comment here, or see if anyone, Marla O'Neill, nice to see you here. Stephanie Hobson, are we working together? Let's get you going. Marla, Paula Montgomery. Okay. Yeah, Paula, you're on it. But you know, time for the next one for you, darling. So you're either committed to your strategy and clarity about who you are and what you're doing in the marketplace, or you're not. And I would strongly suggest you really take a little self-assessment, a little personal inventory, and get a handle on why you're not, just for a little bit. And actually, that's what we do in the career clarity calls. So we'll help you sort that out. If we can help you in my workshop, we're going to be passionately moving you toward that direction, because that's what we do. So if we see a problem that we can fix, we're like this, let's go. If we see a problem we can't fix, we're like, go here and fix that. Here, you can do this and fix that. We had a beautiful woman this morning who's a truck driver. Okay, she's a truck driver. Honestly, I can't help a truck driver. Okay, she's lovely. We sent her some resources. Here's great ways to be happier and to feel good about yourself and rock on. Okay, she's got to do some stuff for herself before I can help her. But if you're a professional woman with a professional degree and a career, you don't need to have a college degree, but if you've got a professional trajectory, a professional arc, that you actually contribute to an organization through your intellect and knowledge of things, and you're not performing at the level where you know that you can be, or you know others are, or you're just unhappy at the at the place, toxic work environment, you've not gotten a raise in years, perhaps you haven't gotten a review, no one gives a crap about your career or what you're doing, you just keep showing up and doing the same thing. If you're hypnotized in your job, you've got a problem. You don't have a career, you've got a problem. So let's get you squared away. This particular piece in my 5-part series of Get the Job, to me, is crucial because it's about commitment. We talked earlier about how to nail the interview. We talked also about how to ask for the promotion and get the promotion. We talked about how asking for your worth can go wrong. All of these things lead up to, are you ready, willing, and able to step up for yourself? Step up for yourself. There are careers that are so broken, I can hardly believe that a smart woman with a master's or doctorate hasn't figured this out or hasn't gotten control of things. But here's the thing, no one has showed this to you. No one has talked about it. No one is helping you. I spoke with a woman who's in sales yesterday, and over 3 years, her career has literally gone from pretty darn good to in the freaking toilet. And she hired someone to help her. And basically what they did is they told her to contact and network with people. She spent thousands and thousands of dollars for this program. Not dissing any of the people who do what I do out there, but if your career isn't working for you, you've got to dive into you first. It's not usually a problem with doing stuff on the outside, although you're not doing stuff on the outside because you don't feel good inside. You've got to fix the root core problem first. You have to get to the root cause. And the root cause is how you feel about yourself and what you think you're worthy of and what you think is possible for you. So you've got to start there. So this woman was like following all these directions of going here, going that, doing that, call this person. Meanwhile, her career has been down, down, down. She feels like crap. She's hardly paying her bills. She needs more than that. It's like someone who needs to be in the ICU, staying home. Like if you need the intensive care unit, which so many of the women who I talk to on our clarity calls, that's literally what they need. They need the career ICU. And we got to get going. First, we bring the basics back to life, the soul. Then we get really clear on where this career is going. And then we match that up with a powerful resume and LinkedIn profile. And then you get going and it works. So ladies, if you have any questions before we say goodbye, I'm happy to answer your questions. Thanks again, Paula. Michelle, great to see you. Yep, lifetime access to materials in a grad group. It's priceless. And Marla, thanks so much. I know. My coaching team is awesome. Like I'm pretty good too, but having a team of awesome coaches around me makes this work even deeper and more fun and more helpful because that's just the way it goes. Lacey, nice to see you here. Nice to see you. Okay, ladies, episode 4, your takeaway nuggets. Number 1, if your career is not on a trajectory of between 20 and 50% increase over the last 3 to 5 years, you have a problem. If that is the case, if you do have this problem, I want you to realize how much money you're throwing away, how much money you're writing checks to fear, self-doubt, insecurities, self-worth, etc. Stop writing those checks. Start getting your strategy going. And if you don't know how, and no one's taught you, and you've just been beaten down by people, you need to call us. mofaul.com/book clarity call. Is that the link? Let me check my notes here. Our link is, mofaul.com/clarity call booking. That way we know you've come from this Facebook Live, and that's freaking awesome. You need to have a strategy in order to leverage your career and have it pay you, because your career should be paying you. You should be accelerating your earning. You should be accelerating your development. You should be moving toward higher and higher levels of contribution and promotions and self-development. Your career should actually be making you a better person, not a worse person. Most people's careers are making them worse. No, that's not the way to do it. Your career should be lifting you up, making you better, stretching you, learning, growing, etc. And when you grow as a person and as a career professional, you're going to make more money. It's the law. It's the way it goes. It's a natural law. I'm not making it up. We're just leveraging it. So take action, be committed to yourself, and realize the reality of not having a career strategy. It is the secret weapon for your dream job and for your entire career. You must have a strategy. All right, episode 5 tomorrow. If you're watching me live, if you're watching these recorded, please check out episode 5, where we're talking about how fear can really help you. Okay, doke. This is episode 4. This is Coach Mo Faul talking about the real secret to snagging that dream job. And we'll be back again the next episode. CoachMoFaul.com. Book your free clarity call. Free. It's free. What the heck wouldn't you do that for? We're gonna get into your career and help you sort it out. And you'll be amazed at what we know about you. MoFaul.com/clarity call booking. We'll see you next time. This is America's kick-ass career coach. I'm going to show you how to bring your soul to work to land your dream job.